And I should be live right now. Welcome, everybody, to the Minnesota Gophers Dynasty Season 6 Offseason. How is it going, everybody, here on Twitch TV? As the season has come to an end, another year is done. And this is actually a pretty big... yeah, here comes the lates in the comments section. You guys are on point. This chat was going for well over 2 hours before this stream started. I checked on it like at 1:30, and I could not believe that it was a consistent chat. 2.5 hours before showtime, and then I was in here about an hour ago, and everybody's talking about Leon Daniels. So, anyway, welcome everybody to the Minnesota Gophers Dynasty. We are about to kick things off and get this Season 6 off-season going. We'll recap the season, look at stats and all that good stuff, and then we'll make our way to Season 7. Now, the big thing, one of the big landmarks here today, achievements, is that a series of mine has never gone 7 seasons. I've never said, welcome back to the 7th season, or Season 7 off-season. But today, we enter Season 7 for the very first time on my channel. The first time. Vikings franchise went 6 years. UTSA Dynasty went, what was that? 5 or 6. Now it's slipping my mind. I think 6. Maybe only been 5. I can't believe I forgot that now. But the Minnesota Dynasty is about to become... I'm not going to call it the longest series yet, because obviously in the NFL you have 16 game schedules, and on here it's 12. So, but it's about to become one of the longest series I've ever done. Yes, it was 5 seasons, that's right. So, hopefully you all have seen the national championship game, otherwise, spoiler alert on screen here. I gave you guys a couple days to watch that, but we ended up defeating Georgia Tech and became the champions of college football. This season, I honestly did not see it coming. I thought this team could be really good. I thought we had a shot to win the Big Ten, but I didn't know we would go 12-2 with a walk-on backup quarterback. So this was a really fun season, and there were so many good games this year. I mean, we started off 1-1, and then it was the thriller in overtime, or the late game win. I forget if that game went to overtime or not, but that was a great game against Boise State. We had big wins dominating wins over teams like Michigan State and Nebraska. A bunch of close games. I showed a bunch of close finishes in the national championship video, and then another close game in the national championship after a great comeback in the Big Ten championship. So this team was the fourth quarter. They owned the fourth quarter. And now we recap the year and move on. So let me show you guys. Let's go schedule first, actually. Then we'll go stats. And we'll make our way to the actual off-season and start some recruiting, which I don't think recruiting will take as long this year because, one sec, the screen's going to go black because I'm capturing. But I don't think recruiting is going to go as long this year because I'm not really going to listen to the chat too much because I get too much feedback, really. That's the issue with the off-season. Too much feedback. Different perspectives that have different ideas on how the recruiting works. So I'm going to try to do it quickly today, a little bit faster. I'll still put like 15-20 minutes into it, but last year it was like an hour, and it's not going to be like that this season. So I got too many people talking about different philosophies as to how to recruit. Like, you have to get the bar finished to get a guy to sign, and I've had that, not be the case. I've had situations where I put a bunch of points into a guy who's close and he doesn't go to any school. It's not an exact science from what I've seen, and so after 5 off seasons, I'm going to kind of just look at it myself, do a couple, go through it a couple times, and then we'll move on and hopefully get some good players. Alright, so I showed you guys, I didn't really talk about it much, but obviously a 12-2 season. I'll go back into it one more time. I already have captured stats and stuff like that, so I'm not going to need to spend too much time on it. I wanted to make sure I had that stuff captured beforehand to write it down. But you can see a lot of close games, And then after this Michigan game is where we didn't play a lot of high-scoring contests, and the defense really took control. I mean, after that Michigan game, you never saw a team score more than 27 points against us again. So I was very impressed with that. But we have 8 seniors graduating this year on the starting defense. So it was just like in season 5, we graduated, I think, 6 or 7 starters. And so this year was a new look defense. And again next year, even more of a new look defense. Can you turn up the volume? One sec. Turn up the volume. Volume is great. Too quiet. I got some people saying it's good, and some people saying it's too low. No, it's fine. Can you drop the bass? No, it's perfect. Yeah, I don't think it should be bad. I was doing some test recordings, and I had no complaints from me. So I would just turn up your player a little bit. I have turned down my levels, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit quieter because I want better audio quality. So the quality is going to be better, but you're going to have to turn it up a little bit higher probably. It's pretty good, yeah, see. Alright, let's go through the stats, guys. We got Andrew Johnson, the walk-on senior. Finally got a chance to play because of the injury to Andy McKenzie. Never even threw a pass. Never did anything until Andy went down. Oh, wait, no, that's just career stats. I wanted to see season. But, I must not be in the right section. Usually they break it down by season. Oh, yeah, they do it here. That's because he only had 1 season. I gotcha. Perfect. My bad. So, yes, 20 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. This team did not turn it over very often. Not at all. There were some fumbles. I think Andrew Johnson had 10. But I'd have to assume we had a pretty good turnover ratio. Not a great one, but I don't think it was negative. Running the ball, we all wanted Kevin Martindale to have a big senior season, and he didn't have the year we maybe expected, but it was still a pretty good season, and it was career highs in his yardage category, his carries category, not catches or receiving yards, but it was still like maybe his best season. I think we just had expected like 1,100, 1,200 yards and a few more big plays, but he still had an overall good season. You underused Martindale? I wouldn't call it that. I call it Alonzo Holland deserved his 104 carries. 8 rushing touchdowns, 979 yards to lead the team. Higher yard per carry. Pretty similar yards after contact. I'm sure the average would go to Holland there. More runs of 20 or more broken tackles. So no, it wasn't that Martindale was underused, there was more guys to use overall. Receiving, Martin Parker had a nice breakout season, as our slot receivers typically do, and 54 catches, 580 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And Doug Duckett, who was one of the guys who I think was most hurt by the injury to Andy McKenzie. And you can see the numbers dip from his junior season in basically every category. And part of that is because we didn't have an emphasis on a vertical passing game or as much passing. So, let's see. How many pass attempts did Andrew Johnson have? He had 310, and McKenzie had 363. So, and Johnson also got to play in a conference championship game, and he didn't start week 1. So, we threw the ball a lot more with Andy McKenzie. Which means some numbers in the passing game are going to dip. Kirkpatrick, career high in yards, never had a big season, but was always fairly consistent and I thought always reliable. Martindale had 237 receiving yards on 29 catches. David Clark finally got a chance to start. Never was much of a receiver in this series, more of a returner. but you can see a few catches here and there, 4 total touchdowns. He was a 5-star, maybe a little bit of a letdown. Terrence Johnson, he got to play a little bit as a number 4-5 receiver. 11 catches, 107, and 1 touchdown. But Jared Rollins, he got a few opportunities and had 8 catches, 4 of those in the end zone. So 204 yards receiving. We'll see what his role is next year with Doug Duckett and David Clark graduating. On the defensive side of the football, Andre Gaines was one of the rare 4-year starters for me, and you can see how much he played. Over 320 tackles if you count the assists in there. He had 4 interceptions. He had 3 touchdowns in his senior season. He came a long way from his freshman year to his senior year, and he became one of the best defensive players we had. Probably our best secondary player for 2 or 3 years. At least one. Graves didn't play as well his senior year than his junior, but Gaines I thought was fairly consistent after his freshman season. Sacks, Marcus Woods. He was a first-year starter. Finally got a shot his senior year and racked up 81 tackles, 25 behind the line, 7 sacks, no interceptions. But he was probably our defensive MVP because he dominated the running game, and we'll see if our next linebacker can fill his shoes. Sean Wright, loved his play as a pass rusher and a run stopper. I thought he was a very balanced defensive end. We're going to miss him with 6 sacks, 20 tackles. And I think he had a deflection that led to an interception. That's not going to count it here. Why? He had that deflection. I remember that one. That was the Matt Smith interception, I think. Anyway, down the list, Matt Henderson, 4 sacks. John Meyer, the senior, had 4. Jonathan Starks, who's become one of my favorite players in this entire series. Wow, he had 4 sacks last year and barely played. Now, this year he played and had 4 sacks again. And really good against the run. 5'11", 196. Dude packs a punch. Pound for pound, toughest player on this team probably. And then Maurice Hudson, who I thought has played really well at middle linebacker for 2 straight years. Look at that consistency. 1 forced fumble in each year, 2 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, similar tackle stats. Hope to see him get an interception, though, in his senior season. Hopefully. He's a big guy. He's got to be able to get one, snap it out of the air. Matt Smith, he was our number 1 corner on the outside, racked up 4 interceptions, had a pretty decent year leading our secondary, along with Andre Gaines. Let's go to interceptions. Smith, Gaines, then Anthony Parks, Jared King, and Taylor Larson. I would like to see more interceptions from the secondary, but they have a case of the drops. It appears pretty much week in, week out, and had too many missed opportunities, basically. I was happy that we had more forced fumbles than usual. If you look at this, it's roughly a forced fumble every other game, which is up from where it was. Fumble recoveries, well, this isn't one every other game. It's close. Fumble recoveries, we actually got quite a few of these to go our way. And Andre Gaines had that one great game against Michigan State where he had 2 touchdowns and had a pick 6 later in the year. So we had 4 defensive touchdowns, along with 1 kick return for a touchdown in the national championship game from Maurice Pratt, who was a little bit underutilized this year. I'm not going to call him underused. I'll call him underutilized, but is that basically the same thing probably. But he was just buried on the depth chart. Holland and Martindale in front of him, no injuries to the running backs. Yeah, he wasn't going to get as many opportunities this year because Holland was the real deal. He was also a punt returner. We'll see if he is next year. I'm not sure if he will. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, of course. Of course. And this year a player graduates that has made the roster every year as a walk-on. His name is Leon Daniels, and he is, for some reason, one of the most popular players in this series with 1 career tackle in 4 seasons, and this year he got to play a little bit of offense in our last game against Purdue. Carried the ball once for a single yard and caught the ball once for 6 yards following a hurdle. And he caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage, too. It was 11 yards after the catch. That's impressive. That's a good average there. for one catch. Ah, enjoy it, guys, because Leon is about to move on in his life. This season got off to a pretty interesting start, though, with the Andy McKenzie injury, but we ended up coming back to win the national championship. A great story this year, and now it is about time to say goodbye to Season 6 and move ahead in the Minnesota Gophers dynasty. We've looked at the stats. We'll go through awards and stuff quick, but we're going to simulate here soon, and we'll be on our way. All-Americans. Here are your All-Americans for the first team. This guy is one of the coolest names I've seen. Samson Williamson, who was the top running back in the nation. Do we have any first-teamers? None on offense. Oh, Maurice Hudson and Marcus Woods are all first-team All-Americans. And Hudson returns next year. And Andre Gaines as well. Nicely done. He's graduating. Maurice Pratt gets the first team. It seems to be really easy to get the returner awards. I'm not sure exactly why. We'll go second team. Where's the offense, though? John Myers, a second team All-American. Corey Boyd as a sophomore, and he's coming back next year. Freshman. Hey, we played him in week 1. Remember him? Rico Cunningham from Memphis. No one from our squad, though. Now we'll go all Big Ten. We got to have some guys on the offense here. Franklin White's down there. Javon Bolden, Corey Williams. Franklin White is our only one on offense. Then we get John Meyer, Maurice Hudson, Marcus Woods, Corey Boyd, and Andre Gaines, and Maurice Pratt as all-conference players. This team's defense was probably better than the offense for much of the year, so it's not too surprising. Second team All-Big Ten. No skill position players getting any love. We got Mike Ryan and Blake Blair getting second team honors. Sean Wright on the line. Jonathan Starks, Matt Smith, and punter/kicker Matt Morris. Your offense doesn't have much firepower. It is. We did run out a little bit with McKenzie getting hurt. Then what do you have left? Doug Duckett, who isn't like a deep threat receiver. He's very solid. But basically, once McKenzie went down, our home run hitter was Kevin Martindale. And it's not like he is the elite tailback. He's definitely above average. He's in that upper tier, but we did lose some firepower, definitely. Alright, now more award winners. Walter Camp goes to Williamson. Aw, come on, Marcus Woods almost won this award. Almost won that one, too. We take home anything. Damn. A UAB receiver won the Biletnikoff. Maybe it's their next Roddy White. Not sure we're going to have another award. Oh, best linebacker is Marcus Woods. And the Thorpe almost goes to Andre Gaines. Come on. I want to win the Ray Guy Award one year. So with that, guys, I'm not sure there's much else to look at. I have to simulate the rest of the bowl games. And we're going to do that right now. So, end of bowl season. We'll see where everybody else did. We know we're champions, and our game came last on the schedule, but we still got to simulate to see what happened a month before. Audio is way off. Oh, my God. I switched to OBS for streaming, and I like it a lot. Audio is slightly behind. Let me try that. On. Does that fix anything? I spent over an hour messing with this sync earlier. Not like a kitchen sink. Audio sync. S-Y-N-C. And I spent over an hour and I thought I got it down. And I closed all the software, booted it back up to see if it would work, and it did. But apparently, it loses track of it somewhere while it's OBS is doing its thing. So I think just every now and then I might have to turn off and on the webcam source in OBS. So let me know if it keeps happening and I'll just restart it. It doesn't take more than 2 clicks. But I like OBS. I'm starting to understand how it works, and I like it. And I think I'll have an... I don't know, because this is all webcam stuff. Now, I did the directly Elgato stream yesterday in my test stream, and so I still have to use my webcam, and I use my headset as a source and not the webcam microphone. So you sync those together, but somewhere it gets unsynced, and I don't know how or why, or what I can do differently. I just want to get these streaming tech issues out of the way so I can be back to streaming a little bit more regularly. It's not fun when you're constantly battling tech issues and crashes. So okay, can we see the rest of the games now? Bowl results. Alright, we have Utah State taking home the New Mexico Bowl. Wyoming wins the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. I'm not going to say them all. We're going to scroll down and try to find some Big Ten schools. Illinois wins the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl against Miami, Ohio. What else do we got here? Penn State loses to TCU. Michigan State loses to Oklahoma State. Florida State loses to South Carolina. UCLA is all over UNC. Iowa 31-6 over Ball State. And then Ohio State wins the Gator Bowl over Arkansas. Michigan loses to Georgia on the Capital One Bowl. We beat them in the Big Ten Championship. Indiana defeats Alabama. What a season for them. Nebraska defeats Oregon in the Rose Bowl. I think that's it. And there's us at the very bottom, the #1 team in college football. All right. Season 6 was a blast. And now it's time for the first time in the history of my YouTube channel, which has been going strong now for over 3 years, not 3 seasons, 3 years. I think I've surpassed 3 years of my sports content here on YouTube. For the first time, I've reached Season 7. It's taken a while. It's been a fun ride. Kane, what does your shirt say? Oh, this is one of the shirts I've customized in my spreadshirt. This is a MrHurriicane shirt. I like this shirt a lot, and I want to make a few more designs and have some more stuff to wear. But this one is the favorite one that I've ever designed. All right. My career record at Minnesota is 48-32. We were hovering around 500 for quite a while, but you can see the last 2 years we've definitely been trending upward. That's a combined 21-6, so that's beautiful right there. But I've now played 80 games in this series. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. 80 games. Is there anything for me to do? I mean, I'm definitely... Auburn's hiring Chris the Dog. Are you in here yet? Rumored candidates. My defensive coordinator and me. I'm not going to Auburn. I'm not going to Michigan either. So Brady Hoke had his contract expired. Staying here in Minnesota. What's my contract look like? Isn't it like a 9-year contract or something? Oh, I had a 6-year extension. I'm signed through 2022. Alright, guys, time to advance to the point where players leave their teams. I am drinking G Fuel from Gamma Labs. I've been promoting this stuff in my streams for well over a year. Fruit Punch right now gets me all energized. It's good energy. If you want to check it out, I might have a link on here. It might be on my YouTube page. I should really be on the ball and have it linked here. But you can get $5 off an order if you use the coupon code Kane. I love this stuff, and I pretty much drink it whenever I stream, just so I get a little bit more energized, and just I think me being energetic leads to good content. So that's what I do. So is anybody going to transfer to us this year? We've had one player, and that was Mike Ryan, who came to us from Iowa. He was a tackle, and he was part of our championship winning team. Now we'll see if anybody else is making the move to us. Are there any more changes in the Big Ten? We have some new coaches. Oh, they kept Brady Hoke. Got a new D coordinator though. And our defensive coordinator, Scott Hazelton, left for a new job. Who is Phil Bennett? Where was he? Tell me about Phil Bennett. He looks like he's a pretty good D coordinator. I wonder where my coach went. Where'd Hazelton go? In real life, he's the defensive coordinator at Baylor. They don't play defense in the Big 12, though. Damn! Purdue got David Shaw? Are you kidding me? Wow, that is really good. That program's in trouble in this series, you know that, so they just got a guy who could definitely save it. That's a really good coach hire. I want to know where Hazelton went now. Let's see. And the new head coach for Auburn, Chris the Dog, are you listening? Mark Kreiner. Who is Mark Kreiner? You can search by name and go to B. I'll just scroll all the way through. Unless Scott Hazelton is what I want. So I have to go to the S's, so I'll start from the bottom. And he's now the head coach at Cincinnati. So could that be a potential non-conference game for us this year? We haven't played Cincinnati before. Might be a good one. Against our old coach, old defensive coordinator. Might be a cool storyline. I know Chris ain't here yet, but I'll pretend he is. Huh. I really don't know a lot of the coaches in here, so a lot of this doesn't mean anything to me because I haven't heard of most of these names. If you didn't know, I'm more of an NFL guy, definitely, than college football. But I'm getting more into college football pretty much every year. Kirby Smart's now head coach at Georgia, or he's been there. I think he's coordinator for Alabama in real life. Forget if it's offense or defense. Alright, players leaving. Now, no one transfer away. I don't want anybody leaving this team because I have a plan, and I can't have anybody derail that plan. No one leave besides seniors. Please. Oh boy. Alright, we have a couple freshmen who are thinking about going somewhere else. And then we have a couple guys projected to go in the draft, John Meyer and Matt Smith. Are you telling me that, like, Kevin Martindale isn't even a 7th round running back? Come on now. We know this guy ain't draftable, but... Leon Daniels can't stay, guys. He's gone. Bye, Leon! We'll miss you so much! So, we have two freshmen who want to go in another direction. This guy is homesick. He's not one of the key guys I was looking at. Max Harrell, however, he's going to play. Persuasion chance, very low. He's going to play in more than 9 games. You've taught me to always go with my heart, and my heart says to move on. Is this some chick flick? What the hell is that? You've taught me to always go with my heart, and my heart says to move on. What is that? You are a 300-pound defensive tackle. 265. Max, don't you like winning football games? Just say you want to go home, Max. Say you miss your mom. Or no, he's not homesick. He just wants playing time. Jeez, come on, Max. Come on. Thought this was a football game. Now it's a soap opera all of a sudden. Oh well. Max Harrell is going to Oregon State. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. And we'll be on our way, guys. Thank you, Andrew Johnson, for the great senior season. Audio. Alright. I want to know why this happens, though. Alright. Hopefully that is back to normal. Yeah, it's like pretty much every 15 minutes I gotta do it. Severely off, someone said. Can I get some transfer requests, though? Export draft class. I don't export these draft classes. Yeah, now people say it's good. How does that happen? How does it get worse as we go on? I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, we had 3 guys get drafted. Look at that, guys. Doug Duckett made it. Doug made it. So did Matt Smith and John Meyer. Doug Duckett is a professional football player now. Good job, Doug. Don't drop the ball. Transfer requests. We're number 1. We have to have... Never mind. I'll never understand that. But at least Doug made it. Douglas Duckett is a professional football player. I wish I had a team on here. That'd be so cool. But 7th round wide receiver. I think someone's got a pretty good player on their squad now. Alright, you guys know what's next. It's all about recruiting. And we'll see what these competitions look like. I think we have 4 competitions. Aaron Higdon is 1. Vincent, tight end, what's his name? I want to say Vincent Walker. I think we already have a player on our team named Vincent Walker. Vincent Smith, Zach Turner, and Daniel Johnson. So, let's make our way to the final stage of recruiting for Season 6. And I have 15,000 points to use, of course. And we currently have the number 18 class in the nation that has 11 players in it, 1 5-star, 4 4s, 6 3s, no 2s, and no 1s. That's what it looks like right now. 2 halfbacks, an athlete, and I believe Nick Wilkerson. I wrote this down some time ago, what I thought each player that was an athlete was, but I haven't looked at his ratings in a while. I'd have to guess corner or receiver. John Rice, defensive tackle. Jason Johnson, cornerback. And there's the rest of them on there. But our class is not finished. Higdon is a must-get. Yes, this has been the top guy on our board for many, many weeks, since the preseason. He is a lot like a Brandon Jacobs. He is 6'2", 252. I believe Jacobs was a lot taller, but 252 pounds for a running back. And now, he's not a fullback who has been misplaced. Look at his ratings. 89 speed, 86 acceleration with 83 agility. He has 87 spin, 85 juke, 84 trucking. This guy is big, but he's not just a bruiser. 80 spectacular catch. He does it all. Now his catching 64, but, surprisingly not much of a blocker. But Big Higgy has been one of our top priorities for a long, long time. And we are in a competition with LSU to get him. Down by 1,555. We are putting a lot of points into Aaron Higdon. And I'm going to put, like I said, I'm putting a ton of points into him, but we have to come out of here with more than one player. I'm going to put 6 on him for now. It might go up. I'm not sure what it's going to take. We need Big Higgy. Then we have tight end Vincent Smith. We are in first place for him, but it's a nice competition here. 6'2", 231. We need a receiving tight end this year, so he is number 2 on the board with decent speed. Is, not as good as Adam Kirkpatrick probably, but we need a tight end, and this guy fills what we need. So I think for now I'll put like 1,500 on him. Although his competition could go anyway. Zach Turner, another tackle prospect. Need to constantly build this offensive line. Good all-around blocker. And it's a battle between us and Illinois. So it kind of raises the stakes when you battle against a conference rival. So we'll put 1,500 there for now. And here's everybody that's left. So I have to spread this out as much as I can. Terrence Williams. There's a huge lead right now on Notre Dame. So, sometimes people say that you got to fill the entire bar. Sometimes, I've put no points into a guy and got him anyway. So, I don't know. Stephen Flowers, a quarterback from Florida. I just wanted to get another backup quarterback on this team. And he is a bit of a dual threat. Not great. Needs the time to develop. So he's got 690 points down. Then we have Michael Gunn, who is a junior college defensive end. Comes with a first-round 5-star name. And you can see here, not the most special player, but I needed to build some D-line depth, and I thought he was a pretty good find. Brandon Jones, a wide receiver. Not a huge priority to get a wide receiver, but I'm not going to ignore the 4-star talent. You can see here his ratings once I get to the right spot. 93 speed, so he can run. 72 catching. Won't make the great catch. And just a solid backup receiver that would develop. By the way, I wanted to see about Nick Wilkerson, if he was a receiver or a defensive back. Because I forgot by this point. Let's see, he's got 94 speed. Oh yeah, he's a receiver. He's got 95 route running and 39 man coverage. So he can run some routes, fellas. He knows how to get off the line with 82 release. What's the catching? 55. That's kind of rough, but we got a talent here to work with. He's the only athlete I think I got on here, yes. It was a weak athlete class. I love going for athletes, and this year there wasn't many to go for. So, oh, I haven't even offered a scholarship to some of these guys, it looks like. Oh, at least James Moss. What was his story at 6'3"? 91 speed. Marcus Fields. Junior college defensive end. That was the theme of this offseason. I found a lot of them. This guy's damn good, too. Like Jason Harper, which I'm excited to see him play. 6'2", 227. Athletic freak. I'm not sure I call him a freak, but he's definitely athletic. Alright. I'm going to put another 1,000 into Aaron Higdon for now. Hopefully it's enough. If we can get Aaron Higdon, the offseason in my mind is a success. Charles Daniels, brother of... Oh, no. God, what did I do? Oh my God. Charles Daniels. The brother of Leon Daniels, everyone is saying. Oh God, he has speed. And his arm could develop a little bit. He's pretty good. He could be good. Charles Daniels. 700 points for now. Barry Hogan. Surprisingly, he is not a junior college transfer, but he is pretty darn good. And right now, this is a race that we're leading. We'll see if this is enough. Starting to run out of points now, guys. Patrick King, a punter. Now, if we don't get him, I'm not too worried, so I'm just going to put a few points on him. Same thing with his fullback. I'm not worried about getting one necessarily, so I'll just put a little bit. Michael Gunn. Haven't really tried that hard to get him. A lot of these guys haven't tried too hard, so I'm not sure exactly what the efforts are going to need to be when a guy's in the red like this. But I know I want Aaron Higdon. Oh, this has to be enough, right? 7,600. Put a little bit more on Vincent Smith. Bump it up to 2.3. 1,800 to work with. Want Zach Turner. Terrence Williams. Stephen Flowers. Daniels is the kind of backup quarterback I was looking for. So yes, I do want him. But not sure if it's going to happen. Barry Hogan. Patrick King. Aaron Higdon. Is this the most points I've ever put on one player? How many did I put on Andy McKenzie when he was coming in? Had to have been a lot. Is 8,000 enough for Aaron Higdon to bring him to Minnesota? A little bit more on Vincent Smith. Alright, I have 100 points left. $8,200 on Aaron Higdon. I have a lot there. 8,200. Is that enough? Zach Turner. I'll take a few off of him. I really want to get Aaron Higdon. Brandon Jones. Dan Johnson. Alright, this could be the final board right here. Aaron Higdon, we have put 8,240 points on him. It's a battle between us and LSU. I think the audio is going to hit this. Alright, we're going to go for it, guys. Aaron Higdon, come to Minnesota and be a part of greatness. You don't want to go to LSU. Aaron Higdon, please come to Minnesota. That's it. Now, we've seen teams in the offseason pour a ton of points into players, and Aaron Higdon is the number 2 back in the nation when it comes to high school recruits, so he's a prime candidate to have a lot of points coming from LSU. So here it is, guys, signing day, as we try to get Aaron Higdon. Please come to Minnesota. Here we go. I am pretty nervous right now because I've wanted Aaron Higdon for a while. Come on, Aaron. Aaron Higdon. That is the name of the hour right now. Hurricane Senior's now level 24. What do we got? Aaron Higdon, Terrence Williams, Barry Hogan, Zach Turner, Vincent Smith, Brandon Jones, Michael Gunn. That's off-season recruiting, guys. Number 1 in the nation. How about that? Holy crap, I've never had an off-season go like this. Oh my God. We're the best. We are the absolute best. We got 25 guys in our class? Wow. This just became the greatest off-season I could have ever asked for. And we got Charles Daniels. You guys got your wish. Charles Daniels is the team. He's on here now. Look at that. Number 1 in the country. I cannot believe that just happened. I can't. Oh my God. This is the greatest offseason ever. I don't care if we missed out on Flowers, King, or Brown. That's fine. Zach, look at that. Barely got Zach Turner. Dominated in the race for Terrence Williams. Somehow got Michael Gunn. Brandon Jones, Barry Hogan, Charles Daniels. Marcus Fields went to Notre Dame. James Moss to Ohio. And look at that, guys. We beat LSU by 3,600 for Aaron Higdon. So I didn't need to put as many points as I did, but I had the right idea. He is a Minnesota Gopher. Vincent Smith. Got him. And now here is everybody else that I already had, which was a good class already. We got the number 2, number 5, and number 12 halfbacks in this entire class. Our running game is about to go bananas. Aaron Higdon. We got him. Oh, what a signing day. Oh my goodness. Now level 24, coach. Oh my god, I think I just got the trophy for winning the national championship and having the #1 recruiting class in the same year. And I didn't have to, like, trophy boost for it. That's pretty cool. Don't worry, we still got Maurice Pratt. He's not going anywhere. We're going to have a loaded backfield is all. Position changes. I don't expect to do much here, if anything. But okay, now that we got Aaron Higdon, let me tell you guys the plan for our base package. Remember when I said I didn't think we needed a fullback? We're not having a traditional fullback in this offense. Aaron Higdon is not getting his position moved to fullback, but he will play the role of a fullback. So when you have the diamond package where Will Thompson always was, that's now Aaron Higdon's spot. On the deep side, in the deep backfield, that's going to be Alonzo Holland, and the second offset back will probably end up being Maurice Pratt. So it's going to be Aaron Higdon as the fullback. He'll also play running back, but he'll fill in any fullback duties. Oh boy, this backfield just got nasty. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, we had to have one guy at fullback, so I moved A.J. Clark there a couple years ago. Receiver, we got Martin Parker. By the way, nobody has had their ratings increase yet, so don't worry. These are all of our receivers. We got a walk-on here, Mark Smith. How's it going, Mark? Tight ends, Mark Green, Vincent Smith, and Marcus Williams. This is our line, which should be better again this year. Our defensive line, we got another walk-on here, Aaron Sims. I'm not assuming he's going to make the roster. Right end, we got Michael Gunn, Jason Harper, and Greg Kelly. That left end, right end. Okay, we're going to move one of these guys, though. Right end, Greg Kelly and Michael Gunn. Now, let's see. Who do I want to replace Sean Wright? Because he was the left end. We got Barry Hogan here, Marcus Robinson, and Caleb Wilson. I want to move someone to the other side. And I might move Greg Kelly. He's got a little bit more size. You want your athletic pass rusher usually on the right side a lot of times. That's where they typically line up. So I think I'll move Greg Kelly to left end. And then I'll move another guy to right. Doesn't really matter who, I'll just move Caleb Wilson. Just to balance it out. Defensive tackle, we got a couple more guys. Ali Barber has walked on. Outside backer, we're solid here. Middle linebacker, right outside backer, got Walter Rogers as a walk-on. He has a shot to make the team with that speed. No walk-ons in the secondary. I can't wait to unleash David McClelland as well. And he, I'll announce it right now. McClelland's going to play both ways. He'll probably be like the #3 corner and the #3 receiver. Let me make sure my outline is balanced. We got 2 left tackles, 3 right, 2 centers, 3 guards on the left side, 3 guards right. Yeah, we're solid there. Safeties, I think we have plenty. We got more than we need because last year, Season 5's safety class was insanely deep, and we got many of them. Hey, we got a new one. John Atkins has walked on from Casa Grande, Arizona. 2 kickers now. No punter. So Shane Wood, true freshman. Who's going to pull double duty here? Oh, man. It's Courtney Hogan. I just want to see Hogan's ratings. Of course, they're going to go up a little bit. But might have to have Shane Wood kick and punt. Athletes. Forgot about these guys. Nick Wilkerson. This man is going to play wide receiver. And Caleb Young. I guess I didn't see this guy. Is he a walk-on too? Let's see. His highest overall appears to be at either quarterback or halfback. 80 speed. What is his throwing rating? 75 power, 74 accuracy. I might just put him at quarterback and try to have him develop, because our backfield's going to be fine for years to come. Larson to strong safety. Let me check. Oh yeah, I probably should just move Courtney Hogan to punter, because it's either, because if I don't, then a walk-on punter has to make the team, and I'd rather have a second-year walk-on as Courtney Hogan than the next guy in line, so Hogan will probably make the team again, sadly. But y'all said Taylor Larson to strong. And yeah, he could start this year. Calvin Hall's there as well. Let me see his hit power. He's got really good awareness. He's actually played pretty well. I want to see 70 tackle, 82 hit power. I think he could play as a strong safety. His ratings do go down, or his overall does. What's his awareness here? 77. And he'll battle it out between him and Calvin Hall and John Atkins. Alright, we've changed up the positions, and now we'll go to training results. One of my favorite parts of the offseason, just to see how much everybody improved. And we are really zooming along here. We're only 53 minutes into this, and we're already this far. Kane, high five. I didn't want to actually hit the webcam. Who knows what's going to happen. Alright, and once again, I'm going to turn off my webcam and turn it back on. Alright, Andy McKenzie, the 97 overall. Let's go through this. Andy McKenzie, he's going to return this year bigger and better than ever. Maybe not bigger, but hopefully better than ever. I missed Andy McKenzie last year. I think we all did. 99 injury rating. Wow. And he had a... What are the chances of Andy McKenzie getting hurt and he had a 99 injury rating? Halfbacks. Alonzo Holland. Oh boy, look at the speed for Maurice Pratt. 99 speed. But Alonzo Holland is now our #1 back. And someone has to break 1,000 yards this year. Now, again, there's going to be a lot of competition in the backfield, so who knows if Holland's going to have the chance to break 1,000, but he might have the best shot out of anybody in this series to do it. Move to receiver. Martin, oh boy, and we got Jared Rollins. Jared Rollins. Let me refresh my Twitch quick. Rollins is now up to 99 speed at 6'4". You know he's going to get some more playing time. 8 catches and 4 touchdowns last year. Didn't get to do much. This season, expect more. But this depth chart's still going to be kind of iffy. People said it crashed.